So obviously you're a person very interested in and performing in innovation, and that's something it seems the United States does well. In the space business specifically, how can we maintain that competitive edge, and are we maintaining it in the sector generally within our nation right now?
Well, as far as launch is concerned, I think it's fair to say that the United States has by far the most competitive launch capability with SpaceX as a result of SpaceX. And the only realistic potential competitor is China. I tell you, it's not the easiest thing competing with national governments, which are heavily subsidized. And they certainly have set their sights on us and have told us that. But that's okay. I think we'll win. But we have actually, with respect to China, we have a conscious strategy of filing the absolute minimum number of patents. We file very few patents. And the rockets, we were very careful about cybersecurity, and we're very careful about physical security, because there's obviously a history of absconding with intellectual property in China. And the enforceability of patents against the Chinese government is zero. So contrast that to Tesla, where Tesla files a lot of patents because competitors are commercial companies and there is enforceability. So not to worry about launch, we'll take care of that.
Well, let me come back around a little bit to the maintaining the national standard. As you know, there's been an active debate in Congress, we're in Washington, about what is the appropriate role for government. Of course, there was a different approach to that in times where cash was more flush.
Right.
And it seems to some degree, or a great degree, you're a beneficiary of that in the sense that we're outsourcing some of this within our own country now. Is the inability, the apparent inability of the federal government to spend on this going to be an inherent problem for our country?
Well, we do spend a fair bit on space. I mean, much more than any other country from a government standpoint. So I think it's what will continue to be the biggest spender on space, the United States. But by the same time, I think the budgets in absolute terms will decrease just because of overall compression on the federal budget, and we have a huge budget crisis, and largely have our head in the sand and are ignoring the reality that we're spending far more than we're bringing in, and that chicken will come home to roost. So I think we can expect massive compression of all budgets, including space, from a government standpoint, just because we simply won't have any other choice.